Welcome back, fight fans. I'm Ami Polite Sci-Funk. That was our new KOTU sizzle video. Can't ever get enough of that. I'm here with Ipkai Fung. Ipkai, we're 1-1 after 2 games. That's a good start. We're guaranteed at least 4.
Yeah, I know. So we'll get, we'll be here a long time, hopefully.
That's what we like. We like lots
for our entertainment.
We like lots of fightings. That's the only thing we root for as casters, right? We root for ace games.
Yeah, man. Just to have loads of games to cast, it's always awesome. Always the best thing about being a caster.
All right. I have to give big thanks to everybody who came out today. We've got over 500 viewers, which is really cool. And I hope that each and every one of you follows me and, more importantly, follows Ipkai on Twitter. You can see his Twitter over there. Twitter's been bouncing lately. We had some bloke go to the Bovington Tank Museum and post a bunch of pictures. Quinn Duffy commented on them. Twitter's getting really active for the KOTU scene, which is a lot of fun because that's how we announce the streams. Stream goes live, we say it's going. So Ipkai, other milestones. SNF channel Sunday Night Fights on Twitch TV just hit 1.6 million views.
That's awesome, man. That's really good, milestone. Regards to views,
right? Right.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the thing, guys. This is what I want next. Next milestone. Bottom right corner there. You can see we're at 4,861 followers. I want 5K. If you're not following us, please follow us. Just push the purple button. No skin off your nose. Right?
No, just an extra click. That's all you got to do, guys. Just
5K.
Just press it.
That's what we want. All right, Ipkai. Game number 3. We're going to switch venues. So we're going to a new map. I think we should just hop in and get it rolling. What do you say?
Yeah, sure. Sure.
All right, let's do it. Here we go. All right, I'm in game. Count me in.
Okay, we're going to unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. 6.
Oh, man, Ipkai getting
7,
all super quick with the unpauses. I love
10.
it though, man. Our show's so tight now, dude. We're seasoned professionals. We should start drinking and really challenge ourselves. All right, we're on a new map. Ipkai, why don't you tell us a little bit about La Gliese? Is that correct pronunciation?
La Gliese Breakout.
Oh, wow, La Gliese. Oh, man, that's a challenging one. I like it. It just rolls off the tongue. Very nice.
So this map's a 1v1 map, obviously, but also it does have a variant version, which is for 3v3 and 4v4, so it's slightly bigger. It's sort of like got the same layout in the middle on the 4v4 and 3v3 version, but it actually there's actually a bit more sort of like you play around the edges a bit more. So if you were to go on this map and play against the eye or something, you actually fight out in the fields. You can see to the left and to the right and to the north and to the side. It actually extends out further in the 3v3 4v4 version.
Yeah, look at that.
So that's really cool.
You can see cover out there and stuff that's off the map. So talk to me a little bit about the middle. Obviously, that's going to be a focus point for a lot of fighting. We have a lot of highly damaged houses. Like there's one house right in the dead center, just northwest of the VP. That looks like a fantastic house with lots of health and lots of windows. It's being garrisoned right now as we speak.
Yeah, the buildings are very important on this map because they've got a lot of windows. And the more windows you have, the higher the damage output of your squad is. So very important to try and control the buildings. You might need some garrison clearing tools. So for example, on this map, if you were to play as Americans, for example, Armor Company would be a really good choice because you can get the assault engineers, and they can be upgraded with flamethrowers, and that helps you with your garrison clearing.
All right, well, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm following Pop, and he's already selected the. It was an infantry company with the priest at the end.
Yeah, so that's the build he uses whenever I've seen him play. It's always the
even
M19,
on this map.
Yeah,
the
M19 1986.
Because we've seen pretty much last weekend during the Western Front Armies Cup for ESL, we saw pretty much everybody go early assault engineers on this map.
Yeah, and that's as I said, it's for the building clearing. The other thing you could do is get smoke nades. And then you just smoke the building, and then that just completely nullifies the building. People can't shoot out of them. And you can walk up close, try and get to a side where there's not that many windows, and then just blast the guys. Where there's a supposed blind spot at least.
I'm playing war cinematographer in the front. I think I'm doing Private Ryan or something. Just call me Steven Spielberg. as I enjoy the battle of these garrisoned units. And it looks like Pop's going to hop out, hop back in, now hop out. What's he going to do? He's going to go nick the other building as soon as Jesulin leaves it to go over and fight by the church? Interesting.
That's a good move, try and move from building to building, to because that also helps protect your squads as they move across roads and try so they don't get shot as much. And also as well, it gives you a little bit of line of sight as well. He's getting a bit too close to these stirrup piles as well. That's a bit, that was a bit risky to do that.
Yeah, coming around that big stone wall was not the best idea. Those Sturmpires are getting their licks in. Now they've garrisoned the church. They've already got a Pippa Vet. Not bad. How's this fight on the left going? Volley fire activated.
Listen up. Yeah, so he manages to get the volley fire off, and these Volks, he jumps in the building. Good move. He just forces him to run.
Oh, okay. Pop jumps in the building. All right.
Yeah, Pop jumps in the building. Yeah.
Okay, it looks like Jesulin's like pursuing this one lone rifle squad into the corner of the map.
Yeah. He's got 3 Sturmpires now, and I think that's 1 too many. I think 2's not a bad amount to have, but 3 is a bit too much because they are very expensive to reinforce, and they take a really long time to reinforce as well. So I think that might be 1 too many.
Ipka, I was kind of surprised. We were playing a 2v2 last night. Sturmpios, usually when you have like a short range SMG type weapon on a squad, usually those squads are bad against buildings, but Sturmpios are great against buildings.
No, they've got the same weapon as Panzer Grenadiers, the MP44. So that gives them this assault rifle profile, which makes them good at all ranges.
And against buildings.
Yeah, and against buildings as well.
Because remember in Co 1 how like when Volks would get MP40s, 44s, don't shoot me, when they would get the SMGs, they would be pretty bad against buildings. But that's not the case anymore. Yeah,
they haven't actually put in these modifiers against buildings for automatic weapons. Before, what happened was when you enter in the values for how much the cover, how much protection the cover gives, because it's done by weapon in both games. They didn't differentiate automatic weapons from like bolt actions or rifles, so that's a difference between those 2 games and building cover.
All right, Noob Ami has to unlearn my Co 1 tendencies. Yeah. I'm getting there, Ipkai. I think these casts are really fun with me being totally noob and you being totally knowledgeable about everything. It makes for a very nice yin and yang.
Yeah, and a lot of viewers hopefully pick up some hints and tips as well. That's always awesome too.
I love plucking your brain. You played a lot of beta, right?
Yeah, not as much as some, but I did play. I think enough. I think
not as much as some. Who are you thinking of when you say that? Like Ciez or?
I think there was a few other guys that played loads, like Corp Shepherd. Actually, I think played way more than I did, for example.
Yeah, he's written some great guides. If you guys haven't seen his guides yet on co2.org, you should definitely check them out. He's got build orders for both OKV and USF, so have a look at those.
Yeah, they're really good. The Airborne one is quite a good one as well. I think that one's a recommended read, at least if you've got some problems with Americans.
Or if you just picked up Western Front Army and you have no clue how to play. I mean, that's just... He lays it out, just go this commander. Everybody gets airborne. It's a really fun commander with lots of great abilities that you can learn. And, you can practice that strat over and over and over again and really learn the game using that as a playbook.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, you can modify it yourself. You could say, that element of that strat, I don't really like it that much. I might change it a bit. So you can use it as, a framework for your own strategies.
So four riflemen for OMGPOP, and he's done so well in the early game. He's already got his AA half-track out, and he never had to flame anything. He's done fine clearing buildings without assault engineers.
Yeah, I mean, riflemen can do a good job clearing buildings when they get close enough, but the main trick to it is you have to get close up to a point where there's not many windows. So, that building you were talking about in the middle, that one's very hard to clear because there's so many windows. You'll end up taking a lot of casualties.
There's like no blind spot, right? Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so can you get in that building that's behind it? Shoot at each other, will they?
Yeah. No. I don't think they can shoot at each other.
It would be like in Stalingrad where they had to bash walls down and find a whole other squad sitting right next to them. I mean, that kind of stuff happened all the time. The infantry combat was so intense. That you could be like the second floor could be controlled by the Red Army while the first floor was full of Germans. You never knew what might happen if a stairwell collapsed.
Yeah, I mean that's what they said. They were saying like there'd be Russians in the kitchen and the Germans would have the living room, and it would be just all manner of craziness in that fight, in that battle.
All right. Well, Jesulin's Raketenwerfer has managed to chase the AA track back. He's getting repaired now. So Jesulin is kind of trying to cling to the few territories that he can. I hope he's. Let's see. What's his teching situation like? Is there something that he's saving fuel for, or?
Well, he's building a Puma right now.
Okay.
He's got the ammo to fuel conversion on. I think I think he could have got it a bit earlier. I think. I'm not sure if he spent his fuel with something. No, he didn't. Quite strange.
Look at this long-range cross-house fight. I'm surprised that the Sturm Pioneers can even shoot that far, to be honest. But
yeah, they've all got the same range, the 35 range.
Okay.
Yeah, so because the Sturm Pioneers have got assault rifles, not necessarily SMGs. It gives them good firepower over most ranges. It's just that at the max range, that's where they're least effective.
All right, well, he's putting
a
huge push together. Not only is the Puma out, but this is a great timing window. He also has a squad with Shreks. The Raketenwerfer's pushing. Pop is going to... Whoa, what killed the Puma? Just the AA?
Yeah, the
Man.
AA. Well, what Jesulin should have done is continue to drive around and stay in the blind spot, because there's like this 90-degree angle that the
blind spot of the main gun, right.
Yeah.
But now Pop would have had a second one coming up, and that would have done the trick. And USF looking strong.
Yeah, that one's... I don't think it was a good trade, because that Puma would have needed... you would have wanted that then as well for the later game, because it does very well against Shermans, for example, or M8A1s, so...
I was sad to see that Jesulin, his Shrek'd up Volksgrenadiers were not part of that fight. And I thought for sure that he would push Raketenwerfer, Puma, Shrek'd up Volksgrenadiers all at once. And I think he could have done better with some slightly better usage of his units.
Yeah, I think so too as well. Might have been able to take that M15 out before the Puma got killed.
You definitely, you can't lose a Puma. I mean, you're saving fuel for it. You can't just lose it right off the bat like that. Now his chances are pretty much zilch as Pop keeps him penned in. You notice Pop's nice micro. We learned this from Loveness last week. He always, of course, back the AA half track into all fights. That gives it gives this sort of turret-mounted gun in the back. How would you call that thing? What a strange vehicle it is with the. It's like on a flatbed combo truck with a spinning turret. How did they manage that one? That would be an interesting vehicle to see in real life.
Yeah, I mean, that was a real life one. I think it's like on the M5 chassis, so
yeah,
like the Soviet one. Or is it the M3? I think that's actually an M3 chassis. It looks a bit too small, but yeah. Yeah, they did actually have them. So I think Bovington, they might actually have an example of it there. No doubt. They have all the weird and wonderful vehicles from World War II there.
Did you see the trending item that Nigo posted recently and actually now tweeted it from the official Company of Heroes Twitter account, where it shows every single vehicle in the game? It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. That was really nice to see them all. All the different vehicles from all the factions.
You and I were trying to go through them all and name them, right?
Yeah, I think we were. Yeah.
Caster skills. You gotta go through and you gotta be able to call out the names of every single vehicle there. And it was challenging, but I think we got most of them.
I think so. I think we got most of them at least. So here we go. The M19 19A6s on all his riflemen. Dangerous weapons. Get inside the building. Yeah, good idea. No, he's just trying to cut these guys down as they retreat.
Okay, Jesulin still trying to harass VPs.
I think that's the plan he's probably going for. He's thinking, man, okay, if I get him down on the VIPs, then I think that I'll have a good chance of getting picked for the next for the final game if it comes to that. Because I think these guys probably think that Americans are the stronger faction as well, so they're not thinking about winning the matches as Okave. They're just thinking, okay, I just want to get picked for Game 5. Could be what's going through their head right now.
Well, I think there's a lot of exploring happening right in front of our eyes because these two guys have surely never played a best of 5 against each other on Western Front Army. I mean, this might be the first best of 5 ever on Western Front Armies. I'm pretty sure, you know, as far as like a broadcasted, publicized event, this is the first of its kind. So they're feeling it out. You know, they're figuring out how to play it as we watch, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes you might need to, you know, change your strat a little bit as well. If, for example, you know, you find that your strat starts to get a bit, you know, a bit shaky at points, you might have to adjust it a little bit.
Did you notice that Jesulin had changed his name for a while, his official Steam name, to like Jesulin #adapt? That was kind of interesting. That was cool.
It's an interesting name. I'm not sure if he's doing it tongue-in-cheek or if he's being serious, though. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I don't know either. Pop is doing stuff that he was doing in SNF, just like rotating in and out of this house that is right on top of the Okabe base. And look at, wow, the long-distance damage from this one rifle squad manages to clear the Raketenwerfer.
Yeah, each one of those LMGs is as good as an LMG-42. But they can be upgraded with 2, so I think that gives them a lot of firepower compared to a Grenadier squad. And,
you know, Pop's vehicle micro is so stellar that, you know, once that Puma went down and he now has 2 AA half-tracks against, you know, like 1 Raketenwerfer and a Shrek'd up Volk squad, he's just having a field day. This is just like, you know, he's like doing laps at the practice track.
Yeah, so he's keeping Jesulin locked out quite efficiently. Jesulin can't really get these VPs, so you know Pop's just gonna sit on his lead.
I want to see this house fall. Here comes another Puma, and now he's pushing the Shreks and the Puma. Wow, they got suppressed already. What suppressed them?
The 50 cals on the flag half track. That's good, much better from Jesulin. He got into the blind spot of that half track, managed to kill it without taking much damage.
Yeah, right.
Jesulin. Good moves. Good moves.
Showing some fighting spirit.
Now he's got to do it again with this one. He should be able to do it, no problem.
Wow! Avoid that main gun! Avoid that main gun!
That's it, he's got it.
Has he?
Yeah, he's got it. He got it. He got an 18 though, because he was static for too long.
You know, one Puma and Raketenwerfer totally fail to kill 2 anti-aircraft half-tracks just due to usage, and now he comes back second time around and kills them both, one after the other. Impressive.
Yeah, really good work, but unfortunately he's lost a lot of his infantry. He's only got Stern Pioneer and Volksgrenadier squad left now. So okay, infantry-wise, he's not in good shape.
The rifles must have connected with an AT.
Yeah, it was static for too long, and you know, as I mentioned in the YouTube cast, I think you have to be static for that 18A to hit you because it has a chance of missing. It basically, when you fire the rifleman,
and they can throw it even when they're doing their like LMG hit the dirt-ish ability, right? When they're prone, they can still throw 18As.
Yeah, but the 80 grain will land where you've clicked on. It doesn't home, so that's the thing you have to be wary of with those 18As.
Okay. Well, look at Pop. I mean, you know, he's lost a few units there and lost a skirmish, but his multitasking is so good, and we've seen this throughout all of his games. I think he's probably the best at map harassment out of all the players I've watched. I mean, some people do it really good. Barton does it really well. Jesulin does it pretty well. Jesulin's strength is more about like prediction and shifting and knowing where fights are going to happen. But as far as harassment, Pop's top notch.
Yeah, I mean, remember that those SNF games, like the finals, he would always just go like, okay, I'm just going straight for the cutoffs, you know, and push and like not care about camping the back. Which I think probably he could have finished the games off earlier if he did focus a little bit on back capping a bit. But that just pressure he used to put on cutoff points was, you know, stellar.
And, you know, when you fight against that, that's the kind of thing that makes you sweat. Because he's just in your face. I mean, we could characterize Pop's gameplay by calling him like an aggressive capper. He's always like at the perimeter of your base, capping your territories.
Got the Sherman from Pop. Has it got? Yeah, it's got the HE rounds on. high explosive, which are really nasty against infantry.
Okay, he also upgraded the 50 cal on top. Wow, he plowed over that that cross in the graveyard. Now he's gonna do he's gonna do the fountain. He's tearing it up around the church, but he's got the tail of the puma in his sights. Puma's trying to hide behind a building. Sherman's working on infantry.
You might be able to finish it off. The 50 cal guy on the top should at least do it, I think.
He's gonna have to keep chasing. Yeah. He does. Wow. See, it's that kind of aggressiveness from Pop. That marks his trademark, killing retreating squads, being ultra aggressive. I'm sure co-players are still having nightmares about being chased down by M3s with flamers in them that are now affectionately world-renowned as Pop cars because of the damage that he would have inflict with those things. So yeah, give him an advantage like this and he's having a field day.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a lot of people will say like, oh, it was Zephyr that you first utilized them, but I think it was because Pop used them better. In the end, I think that you can probably credit him with using those vehicles.
They have 25 points left.
Jesulin's been getting licks in with the Puma where he can. But Pop still has a stranglehold on the center of, say it again, Ipkai?
La Gliese Briquette.
La Gliese. Now, is that French that we're speaking? Where are we? Are we somewhere in the Benelux, or?
I think we're in the French part of Belgium. I think.
Okay,
maybe because I think it's supposed to be set like in the Ardennes.
Right. Okay, so we need to ask Seb or one of our Twister, one of our many French-speaking players to teach us exactly the nuances of the French pronunciation. Or maybe, do the Belgians have a kind of dialect? I wonder if Belgians speak a different French than French do. Maybe they do. I don't know. But that's GG. That's 3 in a row for the Scheisse Amis. That's what they call us Americans when they don't like us. Ipkai, they call us Scheisse Ami. So we're gonna chalk another one up for Pop. I'm gonna hop out of this, and we will be back shortly for the 4th game on La Gliese to see if Jesulin can equalize and send this to an ace game. We've got people keeping track of the VIPs. Look at that. 492 this one was. So yes, there are some insurmountable VPs happening, but I forgot to mark down the first one, so I don't even know who's in the lead. Caster minus points for Ami. Yeah, thanks for coming out. Whoa, 620. All right. Keep sharing, folks. This is good fun.
Thanks, guys.
Hope you guys are enjoying the show. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with game number 4. Don't go anywhere.